Hello, everyone. Guess what? It's Tyree, the MC, the current Mrs. Clackamas County, America, and prior 2023 Mrs. Oregon American. And guess who I have with me today? I'm so excited. I have Degundrea Harris. She is with iModels Northwest, and she's going to talk to us a little bit about confidence today.
Hey.
So excited to see you and see your beautiful face and your beautiful glasses. Those are so funky. I love them.
Thank you. Me and my daughter saw Wicked, and I said I have to channel Elphaba at all costs every day that I can.
I've met you once before. We've worked a little bit with each other before, and you are going to talk about confidence. So give me a little bit about your background and a little bit about you.
My name is Degundrea Harris. I go by D. Most of the models that I coach call me Mama D. Essentially what I do is just help the models get to where they feel they want to be, what success is to them and their modeling career and modeling journey. I started off acting when I was 8. I'm from Southern California. Kind of feel like everybody from Southern California is a model or actress at some point in their life. So just came with the territory. My mom said that I had way too much energy for her, and so she wanted to find a way to expel that energy. And she somehow got me into acting, and I took to it like a duck in water. It was great. It's always been fun. But then you get to a point where you transition into womanhood, and during that transition, it's really hard to find roles that fit those teen. When I was growing up, we didn't have Disney Channel like that. We had the Mickey Mouse Club. Of course, I'm dating myself. It's perfectly fine. I'm happy. It transitioned from acting into modeling. I started modeling at 16 and just kept doing it in and out of fashion shows and some campaigns until at some point I stopped, just simply because it became a lot. Luckily, I had mentors at the modeling agencies that I was at, and they really helped me talk to me through what things that I was struggling with. Not only being a Black female in the industry, but being a female in the 80s and 90s modeling and going through what all of that was. My mentor and I talked, and my mother and I talked, and decided to step away from modeling for a little bit. And it was great, but I kind of missed the artisticness and being able to show who I was or to embody another person, to step outside of myself. And so I got back into it around, I want to say 18, and then got pregnant. During those times, there wasn't a lot of agencies or campaigns and brands that wanted to hire women that were pregnant. I got out of it, worked jobs, married, had more children, and one time I got laid off from work. There was nothing else that I could find to do, and so I picked it back up again and have been modeling and acting ever since.
I love that, which kind of leads me to one of my questions. Is there an age that you are too old to get into modeling? Because, you know, I'm now 48, hashtag 48 is great. Being that I'm new to pageantry has opened up so many doors for me. Never thought that I could do any kind of modeling at all. And at one point I was a custom size model, curvy lady that I used to be. And now, you know, I've gone from size 22 to a size 2. And I'm actually walking in New York Fashion Week coming up in February. I've kind of been able to get into it just because of pageantry. But is there a point and an age where you're like, you're over the hill, too late for you to model?
Absolutely not. As a matter of fact, because of social media, there have been more women over the age of 40 that have just started modeling, getting into modeling, and they are loving life. A Black model on Instagram, her name is Coco Mitchell, I believe. And she started modeling, I believe it was in her 50s or 60s. And she is all the rage in New York right now. She's walked in New York Fashion Week several times over. There are 2 other models that are quite the hit right now. Joanne Johnson, she began modeling in her mid-60s. And then there's also Carolyn Dwelling. She started modeling at the age of 70.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So how can someone like that, someone that has no experience, number one, have enough confidence to even try? And number two, where do they even go?
So that's one of the things that we plan to talk about at the Women's Empowerment Conference. Confidence. There are some things people think it is, and there are things that it's really not. For instance, me growing up, I always thought having my hair perfectly done, perfectly slicked, in it, everything, every hair in its proper place, face full done, you know, looking just perfect, if you will. I thought that was confidence, but it really was just a mask. It really was just armor that I put on for myself to hide all of the things that I had to deal with, that I lived through. I am a survivor of domestic violence, and that was one of the ways that I kind of like put that armor on so that others couldn't see who I am. But that's part of the confidence, right? Like accepting who you are, accepting what you went through, recognizing that you got here, wherever that's at, and being willing to take that even further. And as far as modeling, if people want to get into modeling, it's so easy nowadays. But I do have classes and workshops on that. Essentially, what I tell folks is just bare minimum. Decide what type of modeling. They want to do commercial, high fashion, lifestyle, body parts. There's so many different ways to model. No one way is the right way. As long as you're getting paid for it and your clients and the brands keep calling you, you've got this. But now it's so much easier too with social media. Social media, we're able to show who we are, what we've lived through, where we stand. And a lot of brands really, really crave that authenticity. I just say, be you on your social media, and you'll never know what to do.
I love that answer. I've struggled with some self-confidence because you're always so worried about what other people think of you. And it took me a long time to realize they don't matter. You know, what they think of me is none of my business.
Correct.
It's what I think of me and how I want to represent myself into the world. For those ladies who are having a really hard time overcoming the fact that of what other people think, what would you say to them?
I would say it doesn't matter. You're on your own journey. No one can be who you are. No one has lived through your experiences. No one was nurtured in the family that you grew up with. So you are your own unique person. And trying to work with what other people are thinking, you're never going to please anyone. A couple of years ago, there was a campaign for women that were talking about, there were all of these celebrity women talking about, don't smile too much, you don't smile enough. You're too round, you're too thin, you're too short, you're too tall. We're never gonna win.
Yeah.
Also, when America Ferrera was talking to Barbie, recognizing all of the things that the world tells us that we have to be, you only have to be you. So if we're not hearing it from the different movies that are out there, she played in Ghost.
Demi Moore?
Demi Moore, yes. So she just won the Golden Globe, right? And she's in this movie called The Substance. And it's all about how we think about ourselves, how we can self-loathe, how we can tear ourselves down, and all the different things we do to ourselves mentally, physically, and emotionally to kind of compensate for what the world says we have to be. I swear a lot. I won't this time, but
I can bleep it out.
Have that. Be you and enjoy who you are. You have so many people around you that love you and need you and want you there. They come to you and look for you for advice, for your wit, for the way that you care for them, that is where you ground in. That's what you ground in.
Thank you so much. That's going to really speak to some of these ladies. For those ladies who are coming to your workshop, what is your hope that they will walk away with?
Embracing and loving who they are. Period. Point blank. If you haven't seen you before, you'll get a chance to see you through maybe some other eyes. You'll be able to learn to give yourself grace and just love on yourself and give yourself the self-care that you may not have allowed yourself to have previously.
Your workshop is actually going to be a little interactive, but tell me a little bit more about that.
Absolutely. So I'm a huge fan of technology. So I may or may not have a QR code for folks to be able to get in there. But what I usually do is I have a course and a workshop that I do with the models that I train. So I've tailored it to the people that will be in the conference in my session. We're going to be asking ourselves questions. We're going to be sitting with ourselves for a little bit. We're going to be doing a little journaling, and then we're going to share. I like to build a circle of trust, and if you will, I call it my cone of silence. So then that way everyone recognizes that we're all vulnerable here. We're all on some plane of learning and accepting. So right now there's this thing on TikTok that's going around, or Instagram that's going, we listen and we don't judge. There's going to be a lot of that in the workshop. Sometimes you can't get out of your own way to see the wonderful person that you are and that you've become.
I used to always be so concerned, and I couldn't, let's be honest, I still have a really hard time seeing what other people see in me, especially as a major weight loss. After losing 135 pounds, I still see the other person, and
the body dysmorphia is real.
Yes, and I still feel inside who she was. And so I see myself totally different than other people see me. And so having some tools to see yourself as other people, like a reflection of those you trust, right? Because obviously you're not going to go to somebody who is not your biggest fan and say, so tell me how I can improve myself and what you think of me,
Right.
Consider the source, right? How do you find the right people to reflect the true you that you should see?
It's your family, or more importantly, your chosen family. So like I have family that I deeply love and care for, and I know that care for me, but they're the chosen family that I choose to reach out to. And then I have some great girlfriends that over the years, we all recognize that women empowerment is collective. It's not an asylum. So there are women that may be around you that you trust their advice implicitly. Like they have seen you through the thick, through the thin, through the ugly crying, through the, eating your feelings or retail therapy, right? They're standing right along with you. Those are the people that you want to bring into your inner circle that lift you up. They don't put things on you. They don't tear you down. They feed your soul. You're just so happy to be around them. You can be your most authentic self with them. Those are the ones that you want around you. Those are the people, they're not yes people, but they are people who absolutely are down for you.
And that will be honest with you and not in a jerk way, you know, but in a kind, loving.
Yes, I tell my friends all the time when they're asking me a question, I was like, okay, do you really want to know? Or are you asking a rhetorical question and you just want me to listen? Because I may have some things to say that you may not like, but it's all in love, because that's what I feel like, that's what nurtures each other's souls. It's, yes, this is a thing that you can fix or work on, and yet I'm here to help you. I'm here to walk with you. I'm here to embrace you regardless.
Sometimes, there can't be growth without growing pains, right? And so there's that little bit that it might sting a little bit, but again, without just a little bit of growing pain, you're never going to grow.
And you want to grow, because staying stagnant doesn't help anyone. It helps no one. And life is literally about a series of growing and elevating and executing and recognizing the knowledge and the wisdom that you've gained from all of your life experiences, culminate to who you are. And so I will bring a little bit of like, how were you raised? What were certain holidays that you, as a family, in your family, celebrated? And what did you like about that? What did you like about this person in your family? I have a bachelor's degree in developmental psychology. And so we bring it down to like, not necessarily the bare bones, but the earliest thought processes of who you thought you were and what you wanted to be. And then we take it from there. Because sometimes the world can really kick you in the ass and you lose all hope, all thought process, all dreams. No, this conference is to waken and enliven those dreams again and to hold on to them with all that you have. They were given to you for a reason.
Yeah. If there is a woman who is on the fence and it's out of her comfort zone, even just to go. And so she's like, I don't know if I really want to go. It's too people-y there. And I don't like people. I don't want to.
I love that you said that.
What do you tell that woman who is on the fence and doesn't really know she should come?
Nike has never lied. Just do it. Period. Don't let all of that inner dialogue stop you from being able to experience and embrace something that you never gave yourself a chance to do in the first place. Or let's say maybe peopling was bad for you in another space. Again, we're all in this space collectively on our own separate journeys, but we are all here together to uplift each other, to empower each other, and to be there for each other. So I would say, if anything, this is a space where you absolutely do whatever is necessary to get out of your comfort zone. Even if you stand up against the wall and just listen from the outer, spaces, you're there. You're there. You loved yourself enough to show up for yourself.
And pretty much guaranteed there's not going to be any mean girls there. So you can take comfort.
And if there is, let us know about it, because that's not how we roll.
I agree. We'll take the mean girls down. Yeah.
We got you.
For those ladies who want to know more about you, how can they find out more about you?
They can go to my website at www.imodelsnorthwest.com. Also on Instagram, same, iModels Northwest. And my personal account is Degundrea.
Before we close, is there anything that you would like to say? What's your final thing that you would like to say for those ladies who are potentially coming to the Empowering Women's Expo?
I would say, bet on yourself. You can't go wrong when you bet on yourself, when you give yourself the opportunity and the grace to be. So bet on yourself.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your time, and I'm excited for the Empowering Women's Expo, and we will see all of our friends there. It is coming up February 22nd and 23rd at the Hillsborough Wingspan Event and Conference Center. We will see you there.
Can't wait to see you.
It is a busy world. We are moms. We work full time. Can someone like me who works full time and is really busy really do modeling like on the side? Can we do it?
Absolutely. I have paid for many of vacations using the income that I made from modeling and acting. I literally have had a full-time job because I have children. I need healthcare, right? Most other people have responsibilities that they have to take care of. So yes, absolutely. And it is a way for you to reclaim yourself back because you're doing something that you enjoy and that you want.
Let's do it. Do you have to have an agency, or can you find jobs on your own? And how do you find jobs on your own?
You absolutely can find jobs on your own. So again, social media has made it so easy. The really big thing that agents do is that they help collect the munties for afterwards. And they have a long list of clients that they work with so that they have already vetted the brands and the clients that you would work with. That's generally what an agent does. For the 20 or 10% commission that they take from the jobs that they get you. Again, please don't sign with anyone that is asking you to pay them money to get you jobs. It is not a true agent. We can talk about more of that later if you like.
As I've kind of ventured into like dabbling in the modeling world a little bit, you know, they say that you need to have a headshot, and there's certain things that you need to take for, like, when you've watched Top Model, you know, you have the go-sees.
Yes. And
how do you get that information, and how do you know what you need? The headshot and all of that. How do you start?
So on my Instagram, I have a little snippet of how to do this, but essentially you just take yourself on have someone take a picture of you on a blank wall. You want your headshot. You want your 3/4 shot, which is from your head to your tummy pretty much. You want your full shot from head to toe. And then you want side shots, left or right. Get those together, get your measurements properly done. There are plenty of tools that you can utilize to create your own, what we call comp cards. But you can also have it done digitally. I have a Hi Hello app, and anytime I meet up with a casting agent or a potential client, I pull it up on my phone, I let them take a picture of the QR code, and it brings up my digital portfolio.
Does your headshot, I mean, you see me now, I got makeup on, I look pretty, but if once this all washes off, I don't look like the same girl. So,
and that's okay. That is okay. And we would always say wear minimal makeup. So for me, I do a little mascara, do a little lip gloss, I make sure my face is clean. I'll take a picture with my hair down, then I'll take a picture with my hair back. So then that way folks can see the bone structure. We want a clean, fresh face because the potential clients, they're gonna do wonders with whatever you're working with, but they wanna see what this clean palette looks like. It's like a clean canvas, right? Before you paint. You want the artist to be able to create whatever they want. You're just giving them a clean canvas to work with.
About getting my lips blushed, and then of course the rage all today is eyelash extensions. So if you're an aspiring model, should you avoid those things?
I would say yes. I would say yes, because again, you want your agent, if you decide to go get one, to know exactly what you look like so they can decide how to market you. If you're a freelance model and you've decided that you want to do high fashion commercial or whatever, you want your pictures, your portfolio to show what you're capable of. But you want them to see the clean slate that they can start with. And so all of that is also maintenance and upkeep. What's to say, what happens if for some reason you can't go get your lashes done? Now they're all hanging all to the side and you got missing patches. You don't need all of that in your life. It's not that stressful.
Yep. That's why I don't do the eyelash extensions, because number one, who's got time for that? You know?
My hands. I tried doing the nail thing. It's not my cup of tea, and I'm fine with it.
Oh, well, I'm bad. I do the nails, but
those are cute. I just can't keep them up.
And I'm very bad. I always do them this way so that you can't see the grow out. Because number one, I don't have a lot of time. Number two, I don't have a lot of money. So I go in like once a month. So that's why I keep them French, so that way you can't see the grow out.
Well, and French tip is very classic. So where it won't clash with any of the outfits. If you're doing runway or a photo shoot, they're not going to overpower what the designer has going on in your photo shoots. So I say go for it.
Okay, good. I'm glad I have your approval. Yay! For those ladies who want to know more about you, how can they find out more about you?
They can go to my website at www.imodelsnorthwest.com. Also on Instagram, same iModels Northwest, and my personal account is Degundrea at Degundrea.